Ha 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 ha. Back into it. Okay. To Stellar Bay. And I have Sam now. Who's this? That's the Nyoka, I think her name is. The chick I'm supposed to be seeing. Okay. I'm gonna take you. And... not you. Because you're useless. Okay. Let's go. I have to go to Fallbrook. Before that, though, I'm gonna check with, Sanjar? Is that his name? I haven't actually talked to him yet, so I don't know. So that is ugly. You need to change your clothes. Alright, 15 and 12. Alright, 17. And... 15. That's 15, okay. He's 26. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Hey, you guys are matching. Auntie Cleo armor. See the logo on the shoulders? Yeah, okay. What's this guy?
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in.
Not yet. I mean, what's so special about it?
It's signed by Birdie Black Hole Holcomb, one of the greatest hackers who ever played tossball. Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something?
Thanks, I've been hibernation for decades.
Oh, you're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what goes on in the rest of Stellar Bay.
I mean, that sounds mean, though. I don't want to be mean to the guy. No, not you yet. I'm gonna go talk to the guy about your poster. Now, where is that? Over here. Okay.
Who wants to play an impromptu tossball match?
Chill.
No one?
No.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir. Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
You're asking me to check on you something or other.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Any trouble?
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Why? Do you normally blow your money on Raptidon parts?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
Uh-oh.
So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else. Sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
Okay, stop. Just ask him on a date.
I couldn't. What if he says no?
Then you can stop buying crap.
Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask. Oh,
Sure.
Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
True. Talk to you later. Hey.
Well, new business turns up at last.
Hey.
Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
Oh boy.
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
Very generous of you.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself? Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Sorry. Oh, my weird science project passed out his food. I'm gonna stab someone. I'm afraid not. Or hey, it could always be both, yeah.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
I got a crew.
I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
Aw.
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now.
10 years.
Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Wow. Sounds like you're freer than anyone else in Halcyon. No, there's no money in that. Okay, that's why.
Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
What?
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
Right. Make a good point. You want to be free, but it's kind of hard to live that way when the only person you can trade with is keeping you locked up and all that. Whatever. Never mind. Make a good point.
Indeed. Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Good.
Ingenious plan? Don't get me wrong, I'm starting to admire your sand, but I bet you could overcomplicate a sisty sandwich.
What a charmingly roguish turn of phrase. Allow me to express my thanks at your competence and assure you that my plan is indeed sufficiently complicated.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
What's the plan?
It's a two-pronged approach. The first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
How do you mean to do that? How long did it take you to figure out that you need to defend your city? How do you mean to do that?
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Heck yeah. What is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Never realized fighting the bureaucracy could be this interesting.
It is quite the rush.
Okay. Cool. Ordnance or ordnance? Ooh, got him, got him.
An ordinance, of course. We do things in a civilized fashion here, not like Graham's iconoclasts.
Of course he wants to fight bureaucracy with paperwork.
Oh, no.
I should have known.
That's a legal document? Yeah. Ordinances, weapons, ordinance. What's this? I don't want to click that. Where do I find it?
In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. These days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
I guess I'll go get it.
Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to marauders and raptidons out there. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Interesting.
What can I do for you?
MSI.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
Why'd they get kicked off?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
You initiated it yourself.
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2, but back then it was known as Terra 1.
Terra 1 and Terra 2, I see they put their best people on that one.
Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed.
And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
But not MSI.
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to.
And how did that work out?
Most regard Monarch as a lost cause. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
Reforms are for quitters. How forward-thinking.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
Cool.
That's what I thought. But the senior executives laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
Yet here you are? It's the transport.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI.
Must have pissed off some real big suits to get stuck with that.
On the contrary, I wrote lots of very important reports on behalf of top MSI officials before I was able to achieve this position. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
That's low.
I don't think I realized how far they'd stoop. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Cool. Agreed.
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
That's true.
Without the board, chaos would overtake the system. Working within the established order isn't a principle to snub one's nose at, Captain.
If you can't beat him, might as well join him and reach into their pockets.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
Yeah. Can't fault you.
Indeed, we've got to consider realities, not ideals. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Leverage.
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes, it'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
I'm interested. What's the hazard clause?
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
That's all of them.
A necessary evil for the greater good of society.
That's exactly how the board describes it.
They've invoked Monarch.
Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. Rather hard to run a business that way.
Aw. Who's Graham? I don't know him still.
He and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless anarchists, all of them. If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them.
I will admit, I am keen to meet their leader.
Well, be careful what you wish for. Graham has a habit of ruining everything and everyone around him.
Cool. They sound pretty bad.
It isn't just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels and pushes us further from the rest of the colony. He's lucky the board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
Alright.
What can I do for you?
No, that's it. Let Graham.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
It was excellent. You did a bang-up job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review.
Good.
What else can I do for you?
That's it. Yeah, be nice to the guy.
Sometimes I question my decision to be out here. But then I remember, free will is just an illusion.
Yep. Okay, oh yeah, I want to do the side quest though. Look for this guy's poster. Not in here? Hey.
Wouldn't mind smelling like salt tuna if we could sell more of it.
Okay. Vending machine discovered. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hello.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry. Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately.
I have heard, Catherine.
First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Fish health. Pesca. That's fish. I don't need to ask that. I know what a fish doctor is. Gosh. They're selling fish, people. Come on. Yeah, it's not that hard. What's this about it?
Caleb Herrick runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials. He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more.
I can talk to him.
You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it?
Maybe.
I'm joking. Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there.
Okay, and then missing coworkers.
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors.
Too many.
He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess. We're not keen on rules for rules' sake around here. Means Braxton skips work sometimes, but it also means no company boss is telling me when I can take a shit.
Cool.
Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments.
Yep, he's probably dead.
Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra jugs he's been taking from supply. Something else on your mind?
Looking for a poster.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell.
Oh, come on.
That about cover it?
You still have the poster, right?
It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money.
How about I buy it? Didn't you pay for it?
No. I paid Sublight for it. So it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money.
Who's this chick?
She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
So it's about the money.
Damn right it is.
You can work something out.
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's
Intimidate.
offering.
No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, it is. Well, you find Braxton, aren't I? Yeah, work with me.
Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster.
Alright,
Fine, but
talk to you later. I'm gonna go find Braxton. Oops, wrong button, okay. Needle Peric. Check this guy out. He better not be OD'd.
I hear those rich people in Embezzlement pay a handsome bit for rat lust.
This is the simple truth. We are all molecular machines. The body is a collection of atoms. The mind is a consequence of chemical reactions. Therefore, our lives are predestined along a path that is only visible in retrospect.
Uh-oh, he's so dead. Oh, no, he's not.
Unstoppable.
I hand it to you, Max. You make my old med school lectures seem interesting.
Hey.
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
Well, we're Braxton.
Braxton. I've never even heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry.
Dilated pupils, anxious posture, muscle spasms. She's high on some quality stuff.
No! Okay, maybe, just a little. Braxton always has a good stash, and I just like to let loose a little. Stop thinking about the marauders and the raptidons outside, you know?
So where is he?
Oh, damn. He told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick, and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
Uh-oh. Yeah, he's totally dead.
We're in agreement that this Braxton is probably dead, right?
Yeah. I'll look for him anyway. Okay. It's fine. Alright, fine, lady. What do you want?
Oh, thank you for stopping. Please, you have to help me get my little...
It's more dissolving than melting.
That is not helpful.
Okay.
Oh, I just knew you were a good person. Agnes, I said, this is the man to save your little Tucky. And I was right. He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools, and poisonous plants, but he didn't listen. Please, won't you go and find my boy?
Sure.
Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I keep pressing the wrong button. Okay. Stop. Q. Q is the button. Okay. Ruins south. He's totally dead. If it's been days... No. He's either locked up and they're gonna eat him, or he's dead. And they've already eaten him. I don't know which. Oh, come on then. Let's get loading. Yeah. 202.
Might be in the crew cabin on one of my first ships.
Does it? Terra 1. It's now Stellar Game. Okay. Excuse me.
Captain.
Okay. Hello? Piano. Hi.
A visitor? What an unexpected surprise! Please, come in. Come in.
I, for one, welcome a reprieve from our travels. That is, if you'll have us, kind sir.
That's the spirit. Now come in. Make yourselves comfortable. I'm afraid we don't get many visitors out here. The Raptidons and Marauders scare off all but the boldest. And if you've braved them, you must be exhausted. Why don't you stay for dinner? I'm sure I would remember something like that.
So did you not make it?
Now, quit fretting yourself about that. Make yourself at home.
No, you told me.
Dinner's almost ready.
No.
Oh, hello there. You come for dinner?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's nice. We had someone else over a week ago or yesterday. I forget.
Okay.
It just gets hard to remember things. I recall moments, feelings, but the details slip. Other times it's like there's fog. Sorry, have we talked about this before?
I don't know. Maybe I can help you.
That's nice of you. I usually feel better after I eat. Mama said dinner's almost ready, huh?
Leave me alone now. Hey.
What a pleasant surprise. And just when I was beginning to fear we'd seen the last of good company for a spell. Yet the Eternal provides, does it not?
Only if you give yourself over to the plan, Martha. May I call you Martha?
By all means, just make yourself comfortable. Company is always a reason for cheer.
So I live all the way out here.
The Eternal does not desire that we huddle and hide, crowded in by walls. We all share the spark of the divine, and we were made to spread it across the stars. Out here, we are free. And even apart from society, the universe provides for us, as your being here proves.
I guess.
That they do. Though it's up to us to make the most of those opportunities, wouldn't you say? Look at me, prattling on as if this gravy is going to cook itself. Why don't you run along until we are ready for dinner?
Okay. Only making gravy there? Anything else? Any human flesh? Yeah, I could totally pick that.
Oh, hi there. Did you come to bring us more of those rocket candies?
What?
You know, the ones that come in a bottle with a rocket ship on the front.
Doesn't sound like any medication I've heard of. Nothing legitimate, anyway.
Yeah.
They don't taste very good, but they make me feel so nice. Hungry, too.
You okay?
That's too bad. There was this other man who used to bring them. Not anymore, though.
What was his name, Baxter?
I don't know. I'm not really supposed to talk to strangers.
What can he tell you? Tell me about him.
Mama and Papa said he came from the city. When we got sick one time, he brought those candies to make us well again. And they worked. Now we feel better than ever. Mama says they're a gift from the Eternal.
Why isn't he
He said
back?
they were making us sick. Mom and Papa
Oh.
got real mad at him for that.
Some kind of off-brand drug, maybe? Wouldn't be the first or the worst.
They went to have a talk with him. Afterwards, they said he wasn't coming back again.
No, he's dead.
Okay, maybe I'll see you at dinner.
Think they'll notice if we slip out first?
Yes. Sleep literally, sleep always hungry, so I can't think. Oh no. Light machine gun is sitting there. Cool.
Hey, what are you doing in my room?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Liar! You're trying to steal the last of my rocket candies, aren't you?
Look, please.
The ones that come in a...
Don't write anything down.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought I'd seen the worst of humanity before.
Who does something like this?
Terrible, awful people, that's who. I could just leave. I'm gonna talk to them.
But what's this? You're tracking blood into the kitchen. Oh dear. You've been nosy, haven't you?
Yeah, it's one of my better qualities. Murder and cannibal accusing me of being nosy.
Quickly, my dear, he's getting agitated. We can't let the meat spoil.
Don't worry. We'll make this quick.
I don't need to kill all of them, do I? It's not the kid's fault. Oh my. Well, I'm not gonna kill anyone if I do that one. Can I talk him out of it? What's wrong with you guys?
But what's this?
Relax. Yeah, it's one of my better qualities.
How very rude.
Time to teach.
Of course. Wow, you guys hurt. Oh my gosh, you hurt so much. It's easy. It's not your fault, kid. It's hers. Corrosive weakness. No, I don't want that. Did you get the last one?
Make him regret.
No, you didn't. Just leave her alone. Whatever. Well, I wish I could have left the other kid as well.
Think they left anything good behind?
I believe this place has seen better days.
Interesting thought. There's enemies, of course. good? Everybody alive? Yeah. Well, I hope the other kid gets better. Not gonna deal with it.
No one saw me trip over that, right?
No.
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Celia.
Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff.
He likes you.
Nice of you to say. I like her too. Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm?
No, buddy.
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for raptidon tongues.
Spend some time for it.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice. Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I'll do it.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say?
I mean, he's right outside. You could have done it. But yeah, he'll do it.
Okay, but how did he say it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been...
Just don't ask him for any discounts.
Not to worry. If I never buy another Raptidon tongue, it'll be too soon.
Good.
Look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back-to-work look. Anyhow, thank you.
No, you don't need to pay me. It was really easy. You get paid in XP anyway. Right, cool. Well, I could tell her about that. I'm gonna look for the other one first. Where is he? Oh, he's in the bar, right? The yacht club. Hey, who are you?
Laws. Can a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace? What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment. It's so rare that I can seize one apart from the jabbering masses of this wretched place.
Okay.
This law's forgotten town. Cut off from the rest of the colony. Removed from any culture. I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar took over MSI and got us all booted.
But it's not his fault. It's the good old days.
Days of consumption and culture. When we weren't squabbling with the iconoclasts for lack of better things to do. Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
Nah, I'll leave you alone. I'll probably request something later. McGuire. Ignore you, Miss Quest Chick.
All I'm saying is, our lives are predestined upon a path that is only visible in retrospect. If I could have predicted my life path would lead to prison, and thus avoided it, wouldn't I have done so? And even if I had, it still would have been unavoidable. Like that time I warned you about the giant pile of Raptidon shit, and you stepped in it anyway. See?
New face, huh? You from Off-World?
Yep. Captain Hawthorne.
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
We talk about Velma.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
Oh, no, that's harsh. How long can you afford to miss work?
Not forever, but we've each saved up our bits, and I stashed them safe in my home by the diner. I reckon we could last a week or two at least. Nope, I'm calling her bluff. If she wants to threaten us, we'll see how she likes it when Sanjar finds out she gave Sublight even more dominion in Stellar Bay.
Hang on.
Why don't you... Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
Why is it that bad?
It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor, Velma, goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay.
Oh. Suggestions?
If I knew that, I'd have tried it. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true. I would never endorse such an untoward tactic. So far, it's just gossip, you know? But if there was any proof to be had, it'd be...
Caleb's doing the talking.
True.
What?
Fire.
I never meant to call for anyone's head on a pike. Velma's not my favorite person, but she ain't been cruel to us. Devil it all. Now you got me feeling sorry for her. Fine. I guess we'll go back to work to save Velma's job. We'll find a better time to negotiate our wages. Tell Velma not to worry. We'll look out for her.
That's easy. Cool. Situation resolved.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
But if she's still dirty, I don't want to do that. Alright. Let's go back. And then I'm gonna not lie. I'm gonna go check out
What are the chances of all the times and
if it's
places
true or not. Hang on.
could have been born?
So, Vicar. Vicky. Can I call you Vicky?
Absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, baby, I opened a door.
I'm not
level.
a fucking priest.
And thank the architect for that.
Sorry, talked over the conversation. Wait, what? This is... Okay. This is the same bar, isn't it? No, this is a different bar. I'm not here. You won't? Okay, cool. Eh. Of course. Excuse me. Don't mind that I just came in and went up through the top. Ignore that. Okay. Should I do this? Maybe crouch.
You trying to get us all in trouble?
Okay, maybe they don't like that. Hey, excuse me.
What do you think you're doing?
Nothing at all.
Do what you want, I guess.
Cool, I will. Thank you.
Incoming.
They won't know what hit him.
Oh. How much? Is everyone attacking me now? Or are we good? Okay, no, maybe let's not do that. I did not understand what was happening. Go back. Good. We won't do that this time. I know it saves going, but I don't want the entire town to be hostile to me for no reason. I'm not gonna take anything from him. Okay. I'm not gonna take from his stash. So... what do I do? Look in the warehouse? Is that right? Yeah, I'll go back to Velma. See what's what. Ask her, are you dirty? Have you been working for people? She'll say no, and I'll say, okay.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome.
Bad news about Braxton.
That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift?
And he's dead.
That's... Wow. I sure feel like an ass now.
Cheer up. That's a rotten idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on Catherine herself. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Something else on your mind?
Let's talk about Caleb.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say. I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple.
You just paid me for nothing.
Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone.
She's principled, in at least this area. I will begrudgingly give her that.
Thank you. I think. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate. For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar?
Let's talk about something else.
Fine, but... Sure can.
Help me out here. I helped Braxton, didn't I?
Fair enough. The damn thing's been a headache anyway. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be too soon.
You're just giving it to me? Thanks. Braxton been stealing drugs.
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Why didn't you turn him in?
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the Saltuna, fat and mostly tumor-free.
New.
Or
yeah.
New, I guess. Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a Ground 6 Spacer.
Okay. Okay.
Wouldn't mind smelling like Saltuna if we could sell more of it.
Like Braxton's files. Why they prefer Borston beans. Ooh. Oh. That's scummy. Good to know, though. So she has been. And I'll look through here.
You gotta teach me that.
100 bits. Maybe not. I feel like that would be missed. Hey, Fred.
Hey, Velma, I got your caffeinoid pills.
You're a lifesaver. Hope Abigail didn't give you a hard time.
Just the usual. Any word on Braxton?
Nothing. Don't know how much longer I can cover for him either.
Nothing.
Give me those pills, will you?
Really?
Here you go. You know, you might consider a real night's sleep instead.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows and...
I just told her about Braxton, too. So, there's no voice line for that? Alright, whatever.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say. Tell him to complain to Catherine in Fallbrook, not me. Sublight's demanding more money for the same contracts, which means we're all in the same boat.
Except you're in a little bit
If
nicer of a
Caleb
boat
wants to
because
keep
you're
this
stealing
job,
from the
he better
company.
get back to it. I'm about ready to hire Sublight contractors at this rate.
Let's talk
Fine.
about something else. Talk to you later. You go back to Caleb, I guess?
Poor Braxton.
No, now you know about it. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me, quest lady.
Why don't you grab a
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm gonna talk to her about it because she's the one stealing stuff. If you can afford to pay him more. If you don't want to tell nobody about it, fine. If you're paying him.
I'd get... If...
You already lost Braxton.
I don't even want to think about that. Or how far behind Braxton's loss alone is going to put us. Fine. He's get it?
Alright, fine. You'll negotiate. I know she can afford it. Okay, buddy.
Why don't you grab a chair?
No.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
Convinced her to see reason. Will increase your pay.
How'd you manage that? Wait, never mind. If I question it, it'll turn out not to be true. Besides, I never follow how you got Velma to part ways with the bit card of her own accord. Here, take this as compensation. It ain't a lot, but I hope it shows how much we appreciate all you've done. Now me and my friends here better get back to work before Velma blows a fuse.
625. That's okay, buddy. Thanks. Okay, and... Oh, I can do this one. And then I'll talk to that chick.
Have you had time to check on that post?
Here it is.
Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was going to spend at the bar this week.
This week? Wow.
And you know what? Take my old toss ball blocker, too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
Thanks. You gave me how many bits? 625 pro toss ball blocker. Okay. That is a... just a stick, right? Yeah. $340. Huh. Okay. And now I can talk to you. Listen, passcode. Could do this one first. Yeah, I'll just leave her alone for a little bit longer. Why not, right? Excuse me. Okay. But I am going to cut it here, because an hour and a half long videos is not... no. Okay. Cut it now. Goodbye.